Here we are. Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. It is Total Spotfest. Okay. That's JJ. That's Jamie. I don't even know what's going on. I'm JJ. That's Jamie. That's Austin Reddick. While I appreciate the kind of consistency and the fact they're doing this because it's a Saturday pay-per-view that I get Collision moving over here. God damn you, Tony Khan. That's all I'm going to say.
It's a lot of wrestling. Some good wrestling, but a lot of wrestling. Getting too old for this.
Okay, Murtaugh. It was a bit much, gentlemen. But you know, in all fairness, it definitely felt more like the old school go homes for AEW. It was a ton of matches. This is probably the most matches in a 3-hour show that they have had.
I mean, there was a whole lot. There was a lot of women's matches as well too, which kudos for that.
Girl power.
Whole bunch of setup, whole bunch of things. Full Gear is going to be bonkers. We're going to talk about it all. So, hello and welcome. If this is your first time here, this is Total Spotfest. We do this every Wednesday. Shortly thereafter, whenever the hell Dynamite decides to end. Hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the little bell icon so you know when we go live. Give us a big thumbs up while you're down there and follow us on them internets at Total Spotfest. Oh, man. We got a lot. Gentlemen, how we doing over there?
Doing well, man. Can't complain.
They're both ready to sleep.
Right.
Look at this.
Yeah. I mean, the past week has been great. The late start to the show was probably the low light of the week. So all things considered, like pretty solid week.
Fantastic. Well,
I do get to see you guys. I do get to see you guys right now, but I am tired. I've been up since 5 a.m.
Well, we are trucking away. We're a little bit out for Thanksgiving. Those of you in America watching us here, we will be here for next Wednesday as well too. But let's get right to it. All right, because we got a lot to go over, and we don't want to be up till 3 a.m. So, Jamie said it. felt like one of the old school go homes. Like the original go homes were just, all action, let's go. Screw it. Let's find everything out. I do like how they kind of got started with it too, okay? So, laying out the groundwork of what's going to happen tonight, we had a couple matches that are going to determine the number 1 and number 2 entrant for the Casino Gauntlet match for probably the dumbest title. I don't care about history. The dumbest title that AEW has come up with. The AEW National Champion. Thoughts about that, first of all, because I hate it.
I'm on the fence about it. I'm going to give it time. When it was announced, Tony Khan said it was going to be a belt that was defended all over, which he mentioned CML and New Japan, at which point, why is it a national title then if it's outside of this nation? But that's hairs. I don't think they need another championship on TV. If it's something where they're truly just sending whoever the champion is out around, almost like what Mercedes has been doing, just collecting women's titles, but they're just sending a guy out with the belt to go make appearances, places, wrestle matches, that's fine. But do we really need it? Probably not. I am excited about a Casino Gauntlet match, and I'm glad there's something on the line. But yeah, I'm on the fence.
So, allow me to be on the side of logic and rationality here.
Oh, okay.
This is not the worst named at all. Not even close. You're telling me that the national title is worse than the unified championship?
I mean, that accurately describes the unified 2 championships.
Yeah, but it has to have its own name, dude. Like it was the Continental and the International, so or Coastal Carolina, whatever the hell it was, and you mushed them together, and now it's just unified. That is the worst names, sirs. This one, it does have some old prestige, even though it's currently still existing in NWA, but whatever. That's the one that actually has all the prestige. Do I care about this title? Not in the slightest.
No.
Do I think that this match is going to be fun? Absolutely, because we're probably going to get Dorada Mascara. We're going to get hopefully we'll get Phantasmo. We'll get all sorts of good stuff. We'll have fun. Now, do I want to see this thing on my Wednesday nights? Never. Do I want to see it on Saturday nights? Sure, why not?
It's just we've long bohemed Tony Khan's overuse of championship titles, right? And here's another one. And yes, there's a history behind the phrasing, the terminology of national, championship relates to wrestling, right? Professional wrestling, not NCAA wrestling, because that's a whole nother national championship, which let's not muddy it up any fucking more, right? That aside, we don't need another belt. They also announced, I know I'm going to get out of place here, but they announced that next week starts the Continental Classic for a title that isn't the Continental title anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it make sense, Tony. Make it make sense, please. I thought that moving those 2 titles into one was supposed to clarify this up. And then you just add another to the mix.
So
why?
I will throw out. I am excited about the match on Saturday for the national title.
The match is going to slap. We all know this, okay?
But specifically, because we don't know what they're actually going to do with this title, how important it's going to be. So I think this is one of the first Casino Gauntlets in a while where there wasn't a very short list of guys that you thought were probably going to win. Like, Masker Dorada could win that because we don't know what they're doing with the title. Like, if it is something truly getting, like, it just opens up the door. So I'm excited about that aspect of it, is that because the stakes of this match are a title we really know nothing about and probably will be largely meaningless, anyone can win.
I'll give you that, and I'll give you that. I think that especially when it comes to our picks too, because it's like there's like 85 different logics you can pull. Bobby Lashley, maybe it's a returning, Swerve Strickland, maybe it's Ricochet, maybe it's Mascara Dorada, maybe it's, who
Mystico, MJF.
I mean, Wheeler Yuta for who God knows, right? I mean, like, where are we going with this? Who knows? But
I'd like to see someone like mid-card that we don't expect to just end up in there and just find an opportunity to get a pin somewhere and win this thing. Like, that'd be fun.
I'm with you there. I mean, I can very much see like an Orange Cassidy winning this or something like that. Just that. Just who knows?
Hey, what if they have Darby Allin enter this and be the other one, and he wins this, so he has to be all over the world, so he doesn't have to be on my TV on Wednesdays.
Man is pause there. So, two matches you have tonight to determine the number 1 and number 2 entrant, which unlike Royal Rumble or other Battle Royal-esque matches, you want to be number 1, number 2. I'm with you. And Austin, I know you've said it a million times. I agree with you wholeheartedly that I love the concept of this match so much. It's almost a reverse thinking when it comes to like this multi-entrant person match, because the pinball could happen at any time, Jamie. Who knows what could happen? Ooh, it could be right away. Everybody's done. So you had Bobby Lashley open the show against Ricochet to determine who's going to be number 1. Okay? Fantastic match to open up the night for one. Okay? I do like Ricochet as my my early kind of thought of pick for this match. Just thinking, it's a good way to give him a belt. I think he deserves a belt for what the work he's been doing. But he is not going to be entrant number 1. Lashley won that. And then a little bit later on in the evening, yes, I'm not going canonically here to bounce around because we're loopy.
Please.
You had Shelton Benjamin, the other half of the Hurt Syndicate, going up against Speedball Mike Bailey in one of the best wrestling matches I felt there was on TV tonight. That thing was fucking fantastic. I loved every second of that. That match was so good. God, it was so good.
It's my second best match of the night.
I loved it so much. And Shelton Benjamin won. So, of course, you get Lashley versus Shelton Benjamin to start. Friendly competition or a little bit of split in the Hurt Syndicate? What do we think?
I don't think it's any kind of split in the Hurt Syndicate. There's no chance in hell they do this, but I think it'd be hilarious if as soon as the match starts, Shelton just lays down for Bobby and it's like, yeah, now it's just part of the Hurt Syndicate.
That would be funny as hell.
I would be disappointed that I just didn't get to see a full Casino Gauntlet match, but I would pop so hard if they just pulled that off. They won't, but if they did, it would be great.
That would be Finger Poke of Doom level greatness, but on purpose. Like, Finger Poke of Doom was just the shits, right? But this, will be executed perfectly. Do you guys remember the what was it? The Four Corners match back in WWF days? You had the New Age Outlaws versus a whole bunch of other people, and then finally, somehow, some way, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg got tagged in together, and they're getting ready to go at each other, and then Road Dogg just quickly ate the pin, 1, 2, 3, they got out of there. That's exactly how they would be doing that.
I remember New Day tried to recreate that years later.
I use that spot every time I'm in a 4-way tag because one, I just hate being in 4-way tags. But anytime I'm in a 4-way tag, we do the tag me and my partner in. We're gonna try and pin each other, and everyone just runs in and kicks the shit out of it. It's classic.
Yep.
That's so great. But yeah, I personally think, gentlemen, they're just gonna sit and wait.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So no kind of gentlemanly, friendly, iron sharpens iron, or whatever your.
I mean, they could, but they're businessmen. They want to beat somebody else up. They hurt people. They don't hurt each other.
Okay.
So I could see a scenario where they do that. They're just going to sit and wait. And maybe we get the Gates of Agony, who are clearly not going to be actually in this match, running out, and then Ricochet coming out number 3.
Yeah.
I could see something like that.
Yeah.
Does it feel like this is Ricochet's belt though? Are you getting that vibe?
I am getting that vibe. I mean, now again, because we're so unsure of what this belt even is.
That's fair.
Maybe that's what we're supposed to think, and then it's going to be like a Massacre Dorada or who the hell ever, right? But I do feel like Ricochet would be a good position for this belt if we're going the traditional sense of where this would fit in the hierarchy of AEW championship,
Yeah, without knowing like the full lineup of everyone that's in it off the top of my head, or if it's even all been announced yet, like I think Ricochet is a good early pick, and they need to do something important with Ricochet. He's a nice way to just kind of break him off from that and have him doing shit.
Agreed, and I hope they don't announce anything else about who's in this match.
I like not knowing.
Same.
Yeah,
but I have a feeling it's Ricochet's to lose, and I will be very curious when the betting odds come out for this match, like who's gonna be favored in this match.
Right, because we don't have any idea what's good. So, something else we can talk about some betting odds here. We actually made a little. It wasn't really a bet, but we kind of put out some predictions last week about the Young Bucks and shall they join the Don Callis family or not? Okay.
Suck it! I got it right. That's all I gotta say.
I was gonna give you a stick. I was gonna give you a stamp, but I'm not going to now. So, first of all, touche. First of all, match was what you expect. Okay, Young Bucks Josh Alexander versus Sky Flight, which is Top Flight with Scorpio Sky. And I'm happy to see Scorpio Sky still kicking around here. I don't understand any of this though. But I'm happy he's still around. It was a fun match, But in it with Josh Alexander just being the living pissed out of anything that wasn't on his team. So there's that. I'm not going to hate.
He is the walking weapon.
I mean, some out there have said, some wrestling pundits, if you would. Josh Alexander goes from being the guy into TNA into a lackey. I want to disagree with that. I think that, while he's not on par with Hangman Adam Page and, Will Ospreay and Kazuchika, I think that he's anything but a lackey, right? There's not room for him in one of these top pictures, and I think showing him as like a Claudio Castagnoli-esque strength, for his faction is a fantastic place for him to be for the time being.
Yeah, he's doing what he should be doing in AEW. He is not like the Lance Archer, the Mark Davis of the Don Callis family that is just going out there to eat a pennant week after week. He's presented well, and while I am a fan of Josh Alexander, I really enjoy his work. He is not a top guy in a company like AEW. No. He's not too far below that. Like he's not a nobody. He's above your solid mid carder, but Josh Alexander is just a little short of being that top guy in a company where you have Okada, Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, Hanger, Swerve. Like you just keep going on down the list. They're doing what they should be doing with him.
Yeah. No, I actually agree with that statement a whole hell of a lot. I think he's above Lance Storm, like in the way of hell of a wrestler.
Shut your whore mouth.
Better on the mic than Lance Storm was.
Nobody is better on the mic than Lance Storm was. Write that down.
No one ever.
If I can be serious for a minute, greatest line in pro wrestling history.
Yeah. I mean, he's okay, but I honestly think if he was going to take the next step in AEW, he's got to lose the headgear. I think, I know it's a part of his gimmick and everything, but I think AEW sickos are like, that's stupid. They don't take him seriously.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I think. Go ahead, JJ. Go ahead.
Yeah, and you know, I think if you had followed the Impact into TNA transition, you know, when Alexander was like their top guy, right? The headgear became a part of his character, you know, ripping it off it's kind of like, you know, not taking the mask off of a luchador, but, you know, the next level down, right? You know, and he can carry himself. I just, as good as he was as the top guy in TNA, inserting that in to be his own thing in AEW, I think just because of the abundance of bigger personalities there, doesn't work. I don't think he needs to remove the headgear necessarily, you know, because it is part of his gimmick. I think if he ever was to go bigger, you have to do it as face, so it would be outside the family eventually, right? Because his heel runs have all been this sort of thing, right? You know, you look back into like the North and, you know, Team Canada days and all that stuff, right? He never really stood out, right? So I agree with the whole need to remove the headgear.
Yeah, like, to me, I would put Josh Alexander right there with Kyle O'Reilly on guys that are phenomenal in the ring, but they are only about 80% as interesting as you need a top guy to be. Like they're not far off. They don't have no personality, but just not enough to really be a top star, right. Which not everyone is. It's a small handful of guys that really should be in those top spots. But having Josh Alexander as like your upper mid card kind of heel gatekeeper type, like beating him will always mean something. And you need those guys on your roster.
And he's the type of guy that you can, down the road, you can give him a TNT title run if you want to or something like that. And, you know, it's cool. Good for you, man. Whatever, right? So he ends the match with just beating the living piss out of everybody that's not on his team. To the point they called him a bully for a hot second on TV. That was a whole thing. And it's decision time. So in comes Don Callis and the good accompaniment, not the entirety, but good accompaniment of the Don Callis family for the Young Bucks decision, right? You know, and they keep chiming at it, and the Bucks are hesitant and all this stuff, and then, you know, they invoke. There's a lot of kind of pontificating about the past with them throughout the show before this match too. You know, showing back 3 years ago at Full Gear, you know, the Elite with Kenny Omega and the Bucks and all this stuff, right? Well, out comes Kenny Omega, right? He just cheers the fuck out of Mark Davis, which I know we all enjoyed very much, especially Jamie. You know, gets in the ring, numbers add up, and Don tells them that they don't need to say they join. They need to just prove it. Do the BTE trigger on Kenny Omega to prove they join. And to be fair, they begin to do it. They line up for it, and out comes Jurassic Express with a snow shovel and a goddamn vacuum, which is ridiculous and fantastic in the same breath. And I don't know if I've ever used those words talking about wrestling in my life.
It doesn't happen nearly enough. I love the bit when guys making a run in, just grabbed whatever they saw on their way to the ring instead of just having a chair or having a kendo stick. Like, where are you getting that kendo stick from? Grab a pipe. That's why I like Riho with the pipe. There's always a pipe laying around these backstages in these arenas. Get something functional that just exists back there.
Like a vacuum.
Like a vacuum.
A corded vacuum. Not even a Dyson either. So what the hell?
That was great, dude. That was so good. I love it.
So the Bucks looked like they were gonna do it. They were gonna join, but they get interrupted, and leads to the inevitable turn on Don Callis and rejoining with Kenny Omega at the pay-per-view after the match. You know, this is CM Punk, debut in Chicago levels of happening here. Let's be honest.
Yeah. And that's why Jamie and I were saying last week, they probably don't join because they're not staying in. So it'd be weird to have them fully join and a week later turn.
Well, they're joining to get interrupted for my defense. So they were going to do it. They lined up to do it.
That was included in us saying they weren't going to join. Like just coming and throwing it off was always a possibility.
Well, aren't you two so damn smart?
Sure. But, gentlemen,
I mean, that is why we trade the picks title back and forth a lot.
Yeah. You have as many runs as you have fingers on your hand. We've got more than that just between the two of us. Just saying.
All right. Well, let it be known, Jamie somehow worked in a jazz hands reference in the middle of us talking about Dynamite one night. So,
yeah. But gentlemen, I must say this. This is my bold prediction when it comes to the Bucks. I've been thinking about this and stewing on this, and I feel that I have got into the mind of Tony Khan like I have many other times. And this is exactly how this is going to go down. So, Don Callis' family goes out there, starts beating up on the Bucks, or not the Bucks, but Kenny Omega and everybody. They obviously turn and go face with them, but so they'll reform the Elite. That is the big piece of this.
Okay.
The Elite will be back, but there will be one new member to the Elite, gentlemen. So it's not going to be Luchasaurus because I feel like he's already kind of grandfathered in. There's going to be another new member, and it's also going to be somebody who used to be a part of the Don Callis family. I'm saying Konosuke Takeshita is joining the Elite.
I don't think so.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Makes a lot of sense, guys. Think about it.
I could see some like tags down the road where he's tagging with some guys on there. I don't think he's joining the Elite out though.
I 100% see it. Like I am above the forest. I'm not through the trees on this. Like grand scheme of things, he's a part of the Elite, kind of like what they did with Omega. Let him fly, do his own thing. But when he calls the bell, like blows the sea conch, here comes the rest of the Elite.
Okay. Counterpoint. You're wrong. The Elite that's reformed is the Bucks and Omega. Jurassic Express is Jurassic Express. They're ancillary. They're not part of the Elite. The Elite is what the Elite was. And the Elite is the Bucks and Omega.
And Hanger.
Period. Hanger's in his own realm right now. Okay? He can be associated with him. He can whatever. But no, the Elite is the Bucks and Omega. That's it.
Oh, yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
Austin?
Yeah, I don't know if I see Hanger rejoining the Elite. I think like amends will be made, and just like Takeshita, like I definitely see tag matches where it's Hanger and the Bucks against three guys from the Don Callis family, or
Right.
Hanger, even like a Hanger Omega and Takeshita against three guys from Dallas family. I think from everything we've seen of Hanger's character, I don't think he rejoins the Elite.
He doesn't need it.
He doesn't need it, and as apparently the only character in pro wrestling that remembers shit that happened in the past, I don't see him just burying the hatchet and just being boys with the Bucks again. Like I think they'll coexist, but I would like to see just Kenny and the Bucks as the Elite, and let's get a trios titles run with them. Like I think that'd be a fun way to re-spark the trios division. And then with Takeshita's been the Don Callis family for an eternity now. As soon as he leaves, I don't want to see him group up with other guys. I want to see Takeshita on his own as the top guy.
So we'll see what happens. Let's go on that path here. And we got 3 hours. We're not gonna segregate Collision as it's all one big show, right? So you had a promo of a very, but began to be a very oddly close to each other combined promo with Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe in the back. But they agreed to no fisticuffs, so that's okay, right? And they cut promos on each other. I would say equally good promos. I think Mark Briscoe won the promo battle of this here a little bit. Getting very emotional, talking about family and all this stuff here. Of course, then to get jumped by two people who did not agree to no fisticuffs, which would be Hechicero and the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada. To which Kazuchika Okada tries to bury Takeshita, saying how he did such a much better job at beating up Mark Briscoe from blindside fashion than Takeshita would. Odd flex, but you do you, boo. And then throws out there a proto-Okada to Kyle Fletcher, who put on his best little acting face into the camera as it's fading out, gives this almost heartbroken, sad puppy look to it as well. Because him and Takeshita have really bonded. And here's Okada trying to throw in the mix. Okay? Later on, had the Double Jeopardy match. Mascara Dorada, who is a CMLL Trios champion, and the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada, are unified. I had to think about that. I can't remember the titles. We just talked about this shit too. Whoever wins gets a title shot at the other's title, right? This was a fun ass match too.
Yeah, this was outstanding.
I mean, it's Dorada and Okada. Come on.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
Oh, so good. But at the end, it was the sheer power of Okada triumphing in a series of brutal drop kicks. The most beautiful drop kick still in wrestling. I know words strictly from Jamie's mouth, probably.
I mean, Takeshi's is really pretty too.
It is.
But he is maybe Okada.
So Okada wins, which means that they get a trio shot. And here comes Don Callis on the microphone announcing for the CMLL Trios Championships this Saturday on the Tailgate Brawl. And you're going to have the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada, Hechicero, and the IWGP Men's Heavyweight Champion, Konosuke Takeshita. Which, I mean, if you're giving out, Emmys, Okada's not going to win one, but he sure as fuck tried with the camera zooming in on him, showing the disappointed look on his face, right?
Learn how to act from his wife, man.
Yeah. Now, I get all this to the point that I'm trying to say, part of me still feels like the break that's going to happen is Okada from the Don Callis family. It's just a hunch I got. I just got this feeling. I mean, Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher have got this like little bond thing going on, right? I know it makes all the sense that he turns on him, right? In the most brutal twist. That's the way turns work, right? But part of me just feels like Okada doesn't need the Don Callis family at all because he's goddamn Okada, right? That's why I feel like I don't think it's set in stone that is just taking Takeshita out of it.
I think it is.
I think that's the obvious choice. Yes.
But it has to be the choice because Takeshi's winning the Continental Classic and finally dethroning Okada.
Oh,
and you need a babyface to do that. And I think along the way, like you were saying, you get Kyle Fletcher being the one to put the knife in Takeshi's back when they finally kick him out of the Don Callis family. But I think Okada leaving,
just to put Kyle Fletcher to like heel to the fucking moon,
yes,
basically.
like
yeah. Okay.
I mean, he's there, but he still needs more stuff along the way. I think Okada or Kyle Fletcher kind of plant those seeds of doubt, then being the one, like they're all going to end up in the ring. They're going to say like, hey, we have to figure out it's one or the other. And then I think Kyle Fletcher's going to blindside Takeshi. They're going to beat the shit out of him.
That's what he did to Ospreay. I mean, yes.
Yeah. And you put more heat on Kyle Fletcher, which is always good. And you launch Takeshi into being a top babyface and dethroning Okada, which is the natural progression of Takeshi here. He's ready for that. I think it's the obvious choice, but sometimes the obvious choice is the best choice.
And the thing is, this match is happening on Tailgate Brawl. So once we have Okada split, Takeshi split right there, he's gonna come out and help make the save with the Elite. Just saying.
You really, Jamie really wants him in the Elite. No. He doesn't need the Elite.
No, can our bonus question for the picks be, will Takeshi help the Elite tonight so we can all get a point? Jamie won't.
Yes. Yes, it will.
Let's see how dead set he is on this prediction. Let's make that the bonus question.
Yeah, let's see, because you know they.
Honestly, the bonus question should be how many contestants in the casino gauntlet, because that makes
no, go backtrack. You said what was happening.
We'll do two. We can do two. You know this
bonus questions.
You know, Jamie being Jamie, he's going to purposely pick the other thing that we don't think he's going to pick. You know this, right?
I mean, but we're all picking the same thing, so that the second bonus question will just be a wash. I just want Jamie to put his money where his mouth is and put your name on it.
Let's see. You are on it. With the internet is proof.
No, I'm a professional gaslighter when it comes to this show, right?
Absolutely. That's what I'm trying to tell him. And I'm like, bro, you know he's not going to do it when push comes to shove. I don't care if there is documented proof on the internet forever of him going to go for this pick. If it comes to him betting or making the actual, like, he won't do it. He won't do it. You're like, well.
That's
I'll do it. I'll throw it out there. Let's see. We'll see what happens. We got two bonus questions.
From now on, whenever Jamie makes a super bold prediction, we're just going to immediately say, put it on the pick sheet. Let's see how confident you are.
Let's see how to your guns you are on this.
I have before when I was super dead set on and actually came to fruition. So this one could be another one, gentlemen. You can find out on Saturday.
I mean, that is what Don the Markstradamus moniker. Okay. And just for the record, so we can have this documented as well too. Number of people in the gauntlet, you have to get the number exactly right to get the pick. There's no above, below, closest.
No,
you have to get
right bullshit. It's on the nose.
Yep.
Either you get the number or you don't get the number. Period. Point blank. End of sentence. Okay.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that's perfect.
So we said, like I said, there's a lot of women. I'm kind of saving all the women stuff together here. So your main event for the Dynamite portion of the show was Page with always good on commentary Samoa Joe. I don't know what the whole Samoa Joe versus first of all, I must say, especially on a night when they honored Bob Camden, which
Bob Caudle?
Bob Caudle. I knew I'd fuck up his name. I'm sorry. I do want to just say, I love the fact that now it's been like 40 years almost of people just dogging on Tony Schiavone as part of their gimmick.
So great.
And the man is the consummate professional, just biting in to take it and sell it as God bless you, Tony Schiavone, you're a national treasure. But my God, Joe just digging into Tony Schiavone was fucking glorious. And then you had Shibata versus Adam Hangman Page. Last week we had that crazy Falls Count Anywhere match. This one's more of a traditional beat 'em up match. Shibata doing Shibata things, Hangman won via boot. I'm going to say it. I put it out there. He won via boot. And then proceeds to send Shibata to the Dick Doctor, which...
So great.
Can't you say urologist?
So
Come
great.
on, man. Yes.
Aw.
But it's okay because the crowd instantly made you know what he just said. So God bless you, wrestling crowds.
Wrestling crowd.
Say, I mean, this match needs it's a steel cage match between Hangman Page and Samoa Joe. Cool, right? Yeah. All right, we're good to go. Now, you did have earlier on in the night a continuation of is our Death Riders segment for the night. Let's just put it that way. All right. Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli versus Roderick Strong and Orange Cassidy. Okay. A fun match with, the Death Riders getting back to some of their older tricks, doing some cheat to win stuff. Moxley gets the submission here this time. Of course, brings out, and, we talked about Kyle O'Reilly earlier. So I want both of your thoughts here about the question mark elevation of Kyle O'Reilly or the baby push he's getting here. We know what he can do in the ring. We were all big fans of that. We also have been very big proponents about him using the microphone to do the things that you do with a microphone. And he does give a really good, passionate promo after he comes in, ankle locks Moxley again, challenging him to a no-holds-barred match at Full Gear. This match needed to happen. What do you think about Kyle O'Reilly, his little mini push here? And most importantly, do either of you care? Go in any order there too. You don't have to follow that suit.
Okay, I'll start. No, not particularly. Only because where do you elevate Kyle O'Reilly to from here? You did the matches with Kyle Fletcher and him, so he's already failed at getting the TNT title.
Right.
We already know what's happening with the Continental title. The national title is being decided that doesn't exist yet, and he ain't in that match. I think it's possible he beats Mox here. But where do you really what do you do with Kyle O'Reilly from there? I like Kyle O'Reilly, same with Josh Alexander, phenomenal in the ring, not super interested in him as a character. I just think there's a very clear ceiling for him.
Jamie, you like Cool Kyle when getting the push?
No. This is not I will agree with this. It is the descension of Moxley, not the ascension of
yes.
Kyle O'Reilly.
Okay. Same but different, better angle.
100%. He keeps losing. Why do you want a loser as your leader?
Okay.
I think that's what makes this one hard to pick on Saturday too. Because Mox kind of needs a loss here, but you're not really gonna do anything with a Kyle O'Reilly win. So I think this is one of the hardest ones gonna be for me to pick this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, for what it's worth, and I agree with the fact that you don't need a Kyle O'Reilly push, necessarily, right? I've always liked Kyle O'Reilly. Never liked Kyle O'Reilly as the thought of him going to the main guy, right? He's always been a tag team guy, Fish and O'Reilly, and then with the Paragon, and he does great in that position, right? And yes, he's got some he's got little bits of character that can pop out. His promo challenging him was actually really good. I did enjoy that he came out doing the thing, and three guys are kicking him, and he's just still holding on like a crazy man, right? He's got little bits here and there, right, which is nice, but yeah. In a pay-per-view of ridiculous, because this seems like literally everything on this pay-per-view has some sort of ridiculous stipulation going on, right?
Yeah.
No holds barred.
Well, they have to because they're all matches we've seen before. kind of like change them up a bit.
Change them up a bit. Well, I tell you what, here's what we're going to change them up. We're just going to throw money out there. We got $1 million match between the Young Bucks and, Jurassic Express, Kenny Omega, and, Josh Alexander. So we're going to have a $200,000 match at the pre-show. And the only reason I even remember that's what the match is because we had Juice Alexander on my television doing some sort of financial planning with Austin Gunn that I just, God damn it, I love Juice Alexander. Or sorry, Juice Robinson. No, I'm getting my men's all mixed up here. Josh Alexander, Juice Robinson, whatever.
It's late. Last names are hard to remember.
We're trying to get them before midnight. I'm trying to rush through this shit, man. But anyway, you had all that. So you had the other two quarterfinals for the women's tag team titles. Spoiler alert: we're not getting those belts crowned at Full Gear. But we are going to get a four-way match. So you had Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa versus Alex Rinzer and Pipeless Riho. Okay.
Hold on. Both teams have names.
Everybody's got a name.
Everybody's got a name now. So Riho and Alex Windsor are a bloody good time. Yeah, that one's thinking.
No, I know. Just keep going.
Yeah, no, yeah, because it's and then Mina and Tony have the timeless love bugs.
You don't need names.
So I will say,
names. Come on.
I'm hoping if you are actually naming the team of Riho and Alex Windsor, keep them as a team in that division. Like, I hope they don't just have a name for, like, the tournament and then they never tag again now they lost.
That's what they're going to do.
I mean, as long as I get to see Rio on my TV, I'm all good. I love her. She's so cute.
Of course, Tony and Mina win the match. Naturally. They after this match, they announced that whole, like, women's four-corner match. And the winner picks the stipulation for their semifinal match, which is still TBD. So maybe we're getting these titles decided on a Dynamite. I don't know. Maybe it is going to be at World's End. I don't know.
Throwing a stipulation into the semifinal thing, that's too much. Like, you're already in a tournament to crown your first ever tag champs. You don't need gimmick matches along the way.
I mean, trust me, I am all for the bonkersness of this fucking pay-per-view because it's going to be bonkers. But this definitely feels like the most Spinal Tap-inspired AEW pay-per-view there has been, right? Like, we're throwing a stipulation decision on a four corners tag match. It's like, just keep cranking that dial, Tony. Maybe we'll go to 12 one of these days. Who knows?
Yeah. They're throwing a lot after these
days. Death match. I think that's absolutely great. So I kind of want that to happen.
Well, okay, that actually pissed me off because that almost is like, was that they just telegraph it there? Are we getting Tony and Mina winning? And we already know this is going to be a Type A death match because I feel like that's going to happen,
dude. Because like that would be bonkers.
It would be.
I don't think we're.
But you've already told me.
I don't think we're getting it.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't think we're.
Okay, hear me out. Okay.
Good.
The winner of this match gets to choose their stipulation for their semifinal. And you had the Sisters of Sins with Thekla. They came out and they, basically. I like how they're kind of doing the whole like twins from The Shining-esque bit. I think they need to lean more into that, Jamie. I think you could probably agree with me on that, right?
100%.
Let's be real. Yeah. But, they're saying basically, to Harley and Willow, it's like, what the hell do you think our sick minds are going to choose if we win this match, right? Sort of thing. So the winner gets to choose their stipulation. That doesn't mean they can't have a stipulation in the other match, too. Just saying.
I mean,
Austin's
even,
logic is fucking with him right now.
They even mentioned it in the promo that you just referenced. We just saw all of these women in blood and guts 7 days ago.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need another stipulation in the semifinals. Let's just
do like wrestling matches.
Yeah, let's just have, like, you're crowning your women's tag champs. Let's just have tag team wrestling matches. Let's save the Taipei death match for down the road somewhere, and let's just do some wrestling about it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think. I mean, I'm assuming whatever stipulation that ends up getting picked will just be some kind of random, like, hardcore match of some type or another. But yeah, you just don't need it. You saw all of them in blood and guts. We have seen these women bleed and beat the shit out of each other, and it was a great time. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Let's get back to tag wrestling to crown the titles, and let's save the stipulations for later on. It's not necessary here.
Jamie, to be devil's advocate one last time, though, but there's some stipulations that can give both of those things the same thing, i.e., 2 out of 3 falls. Everybody barred from ringside, right? So stipulation doesn't have to be crazy bonkers, Austin.
Yeah, but if you've been watching AEW,
I understand what we're talking about, yes.
Are you familiar with a guy named Tony Khan? Because he likes to book hardcore shit all the time. And it's enjoyable. I'm not complaining, but
maybe a lumberjill match. I could see something like that. Like, they don't need blood. I agree. Like, if they do any kind of stip, they don't need blood.
Yeah, they just did all the blood.
Personally, I think whoever wins it should say, I'm going to hold it for the finals. Like, assuming that they're going to make it. And if they lose, then the person who beats them gets the stip. And then they make the championship match a ladder match. So you have to climb the ladder to the inaugural champion, to rip those belts off. Like, that's how you win tag belts right there. Ladder match.
No, you got to side him with a pinfall or submission. But I think instead of picking your stipulation for the semifinals, I think it should have been like, hey, you've all made the semifinals. Forget the bracket. Whoever wins this match gets to pick which of the other 3 teams they want to face in the semifinals.
Ooh.
Oh, like completely change up the bracket? Well, it didn't work for the first team. Amadon and then lost.
Yeah. It did, but like that would be a better stipulation here, so we're not just throwing a random gimmick match in the semifinals of this tournament.
Well, yeah, I remember. Tony Khan has somewhat of continuity. He already did that gimmick, so now we're gonna do the part where he doesn't have continuity. We're just gonna have more blood, probably somewhere down the road. So yeah, there's that.
You know what else would have been good? They could have put this 4-way on the pay-per-view proper instead of the tailgate brawl, and like just make it for the tag titles.
This 4-way is on the
that could be your stipulation.
This 4-way is on the pay-per-view.
Even better.
But I legit thought when they said it's gonna be a 4-way, I'm like, they're just gonna give the titles in this fucking match, aren't they? Right? I legitimately thought that's what they were gonna do. I'd be down with that. I would, because it's like you finally have women's tag titles. You have a tournament going for it. No, it's not ending at the next pay-per-view, that you think it's going to, but you just skip ahead of the semifinals and have the tournament go through its fruition. Even if you're gonna have stupid ass bonkers matches in the middle of it, 8, 4, 2, 1, right? Go for it. Don't just change it on a whim that all of a sudden, one of you's gonna win and 3 of you. No, I hate that.
You put the 2 semifinals on the tailgate brawl.
Yes.
And you put the
final on the fucking pay-per-view. That's what he should have done. Yes.
I want to see the champions crowned. Like these titles were announced 7 years ago. And like, let's get some champions, please.
There was thoughts that I might be able to see who's crowned at Wrestle Dream. That's how long ago they were announced.
Right.
I just want somebody crowned.
All right. Well, we're getting closer. So the other quarterfinal match, you had Marina Shafir and Megan Bain versus they will make sure to continue to let maybe the originators of tag team wrestling in AEW for women, whatever. Ty J. Okay. naturally Megan Bain, Marina Shafir win. What do you think of Jamie? What do you think of the mother's milk submission?
I fucking love it. It looks terrifying. Like that's the whole thing. Like it looks like Gladiator-esque. Like you never loved me, you know. Like if you ever seen Gladiator, like it has those vibes, and I love it. I think it looks cool. I think it suits her perfectly, and again, her presentation and what they're doing with her, like I hate to say I hate that Penelope got hurt, but this is like the best thing that could have happened for Marina Shafir. Plain and simple.
So I have not looked into it enough, and it could be like very clearly defined one way or the other. Is Penelope actually hurt?
Yes.
See, I think so because Sky Blue and Julia were supposed to catch her and totally whiffed, and she landed right on her elbow.
Okay, so I missed the spot, but to me, this seems and
like
nothing
kayfabe.
against Penelope Ford. This seems like it just makes way more sense to put Marina with Megan Bain and have this like kind of more dominant style team. Because Penelope Ford, like I like Penelope Ford just fine. She seems kind of harmless against the AEW women's competition. Like she's just, this just makes so much sense that I wonder if Penelope was really hurt because you had at Blood and Guts Penelope in the sling and Amanada in the neck brace fighting to the back early on in the match or coming out there and all that stuff. Like, and whether like maybe she was legitimately injured, she very well could be, but like to me, it just makes sense to like slide Marina in there. I do have to say, and this is one of those funny things where wrestling is just subjective to everybody. I could not disagree with you more than Mother's Milk. I hate it because I think it looks terrible.
It looks great.
I think just aesthetically, it looks stupid as hell. I get the psychology of it, like it's a legitimate submission. I just think looking at it on TV, it just looks like she's just hugging them to death.
The front backwards sleeper.
It just looks weird, man.
Okay.
Like
Front choke.
I don't mind the way it looks. Okay, I could go one way or the other on that. The name is fucking glorious. Okay.
the name. I like the name.
Fantastic. Honestly, we've all been talking about this, and we've given the flowers where they deserve to be. And you know, and again, for those who don't know the story, kudos to Marina Shafir for asking Jon Moxley for help, knowing like, hey, I want to make this. I know I've got something. I just don't know what it is. And he took her under her wing. He sent her up to up to Iowa to Sammy Callahan and out to the West Coast, and to kind of hone her stuff. Some big indies, and worked with her and did all that. Kudos to her for asking for a pro or a veteran for some help, and he fucking has repaid her tenfold. The only thing I don't like about Marina, and you guys at me because he knows once I get going on this tangent here, her music doesn't match her character at all. Can't stand her music.
I disagree.
Right. I know you would. It's not bad music. It's not bad music for her, but for the way her character is, because she is this, Moldovan, just jujitsu killer, woman, and coming out to some hip hop bullshit, It's like something of that ilk, right? Something like dark and ominous sort of shit, that fits her, Allah, and kudos to WWE for finally giving Gunther his rightful fucking music back, Same sort of vibes I'm looking for with Marina Shafir. I feel like that's what I'm looking for. And then all of a sudden the music I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? Right?
It's like Euro trash style, and that's why I love it, because it's very
I hear you.
Not out right, but you know what I'm saying.
I hear you. I can't stand it.
I think it suits her. I do.
Well,
and the Mother's Milk is a great submission.
well, agree to disagree. So, our main event
for
the
on the head as they're passing out.
that's the part that's fantastic. You gotta like that, Austin. Come on, give me a little bit.
I do like that. I just think the submission itself looks stupid. I would rather she did like I would rather she did like the Anaconda Vice CM Punk used to do, because she could still pull them in to like the same kind of visual, but it just looks like a better submission.
Okay.
It looks dumb to me.
So Pac in a promo. They make mention that Darby Allin had second-degree burns on his body, but they also have Pac with a promo on Darby Allin, and they have a match at Full Gear. So there's that. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that, but that's where we are. And then our main event was the Ring of Honor Women's Television Championship Unification match. We all know how much this Deus loves unification matches, so we're going to do one here. Red Velvet in her first match since June, when she got injured, with the title that she never lost versus your interim champion, Mercedes Moné. And I have a statistical gripe to pick here in a few moments. So she comes out with all her burly men holding, I mean, she has some bodybuilders out there too, holding all her fucking titles, right? Statlander on commentary is bad. Just, that's the statement.
It's not where you want her, for sure.
And there's like at least 3 moments there where her and Tony Schiavone, of all people, just got fucking frozen because, oh my God.
Why would you put her in that spot?
I don't know.
Like, that's setting her up to fail.
Yeah. My only thought is maybe you're thinking she can go further, Jamie, and you know, it's like I don't know. What do you guys think about the match itself, though? I mean, I like the kind of start of it, but the match, I was just like, yeah, whatever.
I like the finish. Finish was dope.
Good.
Finish was badass.
Finish was great. Yeah. Started out strong, got a little whatever, and then it came on the end. It's like, okay, yeah.
So this match to me kind of highlighted the problem with doing your 3-hour block as a very deliberate collision after Dynamite. Because the last thing we see on your go-home 3-hour extravaganza is Mercedes against someone we only ever see on Ring of Honor. Like it, and I enjoyed the match, and I'm glad Red Velvet got that TV time.
Yeah.
But I think if they would have kind of rearranged the show as one 3-hour show instead of a 2-hour Dynamite and 1-hour collision, it would have like peaked a little better at the end of your go-home offerings before we get into this pay-per-view.
Yeah. And of course, it ends with a little face-off between Stat and Mercedes, and you know, Mercedes beats her up a little bit. And they say that she has won her 13th title tonight. She already had that belt, though. So
Yeah,
that's not 13,
weren't they already counting that?
Yes. She can't have that title twice. It's already there. That is her. That's math, Jamie. I mean, you work for a software company. This is, you know, we're talking about decimals here and numbers. This is math.
They should just do like they did with the Goldberg streak. Just get a belt maker on retainer and just start making up belts and just having her come out with more and more every week.
just make the most ridiculous sounding fucking shit either too, you know? Like the Southeastern regional women's champion or something, you know, just totally out of the fucking who knows what, right?
That would be a good bit. I would enjoy it for sure. She has a longer train of burly men carrying out these titles, and they just have someone churning out of a shop.
All right. Well, that was your Dynamite Collision. That was your go home. All right, for pay-per-view. So, pay-per-view on Saturday. Do you have the card in front of you, Jamie? You want me to run down? What?
I have updated 9 matches so far.
So far.
So, oh Jesus, that is tiny. You have the Sky Team, Sky Team. I think that's what they're called.
Right.
Going up against the Don Callis Family.
CMLL Trios Championship. That's part of the tailgate brawl. Yep.
Boom and Doom.
Why? Every fucking
Vice or RPG Vice. Roppongi Vice. Then you have a $200,000 tailgate 4-way, another money match. Right. You have Big Bill and Brian Keith going up against the Bullet Club Gold or whatever. Sorry, the Gun Club or whatever. Bang Bang Gang. The artist formerly known as the Acclaimed. And then my personal pick, the Outrunners. Outrunners are taking that one. Then you have Brodito versus FTR. Ooh, that's a tough one.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not. I was trying to gaslight you a little bit. Then you literally have that 4-way tag team match that we were just talking about. So another 4-way tag team, but it's with the ladies. So you have Team Hurt Business, if you will, Mega Bane and Marina Shafir going up against Timeless Love Bugs. And then you have the Babes of Wrath, which is Willow and Harley Cameron. Others come up with these terrible ass names.
Everybody doesn't need a goddamn name, okay? Jesus Christ.
Maybe that should be the stipulation in the 4-way is the winning team gets to keep their name. Everyone else gets erased.
Solid. That's solid. The stip should be if you lose, you can't be a tag team anymore. That should be the stip.
Well, but they have to wrestle as a tag team in the semifinals.
The semifinals coming up here, Jamie.
But no, like if they win in the semifinals, the stipulation of the semifinals match is if you lose, you can't tag anymore.
See, that's a non-crazy match. Steps. I'm saying there's some options here, Austin. It doesn't have to be another death match.
The winning team gets a bye to the finals, and the losing team gets eliminated from the tournament.
There you go. Whoever eats the pin. All right. So then after that, you have the Casino Battle Royale Gauntlet match. Bobby Lashley is the number 1. Shawn Benjamin's number 2. You have the continuation of the Death Riders with JJ's favorite wrestler, Darby Allin. Darby's going against Jack. No holds barred of Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly. Then you have the newest member of the Don Callis family. I'm sorry. You have the match to identify the new members of the Don Callis family. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe loses. He joins the Don Callis family. You have the $1 million match.
$1 million.
Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express versus Josh Alexander and the Bucks. Stat Daddy versus Mercedes for the AEW World Championship match. And then your main event, Adam Hangman Page versus Samoa Joe for the AEW Men's Heavyweight Championship in a steel cage.
That's a lot. There's going to be like 2 more matches, we know.
That was it. Like, all's been had now.
I feel like this card just reiterates why it was weird to do Blood and Guts last week.
Yeah.
Because that blew nothing off. That resolved nothing. It was just kind of pointless fighting in a cage, which was enjoyable in the moment. it seems like a lot of stuff is just like we were talking earlier, just throwing everything out there, just booking as much as you can at any given time. And I think this is the least excited I've been for an AEW pay-per-view in quite some time. I think all the matches will still be good. But a lot of this just seems like we've seen it. Why are we doing this again?
I feel like this is one of the signature ones, right? This is their original Big Four, right? You know? And I feel like therein lies the problem. Kind of echoing Austin's feelings with, I think, where we're at here. Now, Tony Khan had said when they were adding more pay-per-views that that the goal is not to go to a pay-per-view a month. Guess what they have? They've got 11 pay-per-views a year. Yes, there's like 1 month they don't have a pay-per-view, but that's it. So I feel like that's too. I feel like taking a step back will create a better product, and you could put more gravitas out there, Austin, to your TV events like Blood and Guts and Grand Slam, right? So I think they need to trim some of the pay-per-view calendar, you know? Maybe have, 7 or 8 throughout the year, you know? I think 8 would be good because that gives you a few times where you got some bigger breaks between pay-per-views. And you can put in there Blood and Guts. You can put in there a Grand Slam, one of your TV big events, right? Because then it has more weight. The storytelling can be more complete throughout. And you don't get the point where you're just having bonkers pay-per-view. You got to just put a bunch of crazy shit on to try and get Marks like us excited for. That's my idea.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like, what I am seeing when I watch AEW is still good. But it does have me less invested, just kind of the way they've been telling some of these stories lately. Like, it doesn't seem, outside of Okada and Takeshita, it doesn't seem like there's a real big important story going on right now.
I don't feel like there's been a big important story, Jamie, since they took the belt off of Moxley. And since, like, I hate to say it, since Swerve and Ospreay are both on breaks right now.
Yeah, losing 2 of your big heavy hitters sucks, but I feel like, gentlemen, we are, I'm going to use this analogy again, we are in the forest and not out of the forest. Like, we're trying to look through the forest in the trees. We got to get out of there because I think we are starting to see the start of two really good storylines. Mercedes going to lose, and then she's going to unravel. We've already talked about that. I think that needs to start now. Moxley losing and possibly getting beat out of the Death Riders. I think that is already starting. So I think there are some storylines, but they haven't started showing the cracks of the foundation of Mox yet. And I don't see them just like surprising him and doing it, but I also could, because I think that'd be great storytelling if they did something like that. But to the point where what you're saying is like something that we're all vested in and very interested. See it like in your face. Like I see the starts of stuff that could be really great, but they aren't like connecting any dots yet.
Yeah.
It's literally like watching episode 2 of Welcome to Deary.
And maybe it's because it is okay. Maybe it's because it is the winter getting towards the holidays here. They don't want to get super deep into, like really paving the way because let's be honest, as it gets closer to the end of the year, wrestling sort of, comes to a back burner a little bit, right? And then Wrestle Kingdom happens, and then it's back in the wrestling cycle, right? So maybe that's it. I don't know.
I think there is a non-zero chance that after Hanger beats Samoa Joe in that cage, because it would just seem weird to take the title off and put him on Joe right now. Yeah. That cage raises up, and then we get a returning Swerve.
Oh, yeah.
A program with Hanger and Swerve with the title, which I think that gets things back on track a little bit. That's the other thing too. Hanger's defenses have been good, but that world championship is just missing that story. We kind of had the MJF thing for a while. MJF's been gone for a minute. That the main event story needs a bit of a jolt. I think that would help.
I think you'd have Swerve would be the best, but I think you could have MJF as well too. I feel
we've
like
seen that already. I know it's coming back at some point.
We're not done with that. Yeah, we're not done with that.
We're not done, but like I think Swerve would be a bigger deal coming back to confront Hanger after that match.
Oh yeah, you guys know how I feel about this. This is the like I said, I've said ad nauseum. This is their long-term story. This is the feud that's going to fight AEW 20 years from now, right? Okay, we will have picks. Do what?
That has to be the play.
Yeah. Or it just ends. He beats him, it ends, they move on. Right. All right. We will have picks. We will talk about the pay-per-view next week. We will talk about who the new champion is. Yes, I said new champion, Megan. New champion.
Not you.
Staying in the FWO.
I hate you guys so much. All right.
We're wearing each other's shirts.
All right, so let's talk about the other side of the fence real fast here, okay? JB, you may mention there's a lot of changing and happenings going on over in Fedland.
Yes. John Cena is the new Intercontinental Champion. I don't know if you guys saw that.
We did see that, yes.
Yes. Speaking of Intercontinental Champion, Maxine Dupree is the new Intercontinental Champion.
I actually like that a lot. Somehow. I like that a lot. I've always liked Maxine. I think she got a really bad rep there for a long time too. So
she couldn't wrestle, but she's been working her ass off, and like she's not great, but she's not bad either. If that makes any type of sense.
But what she is new. I mean, she's been around for a minute in WWE, but them putting the women's Intercontinental title on someone you really didn't expect is a fun development.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's kind of like when they put the NXT title on JC Jane, even though she's been around a little bit, right? Elevated her up there, and she did great stuff with it too. To be fair.
Speaking of JC Jane, Tatum Paxley just lost the belt to her just recently. So like, there's all sorts of just belts just moving around. And then Kalani Jordan lost to a TNA title to a wrestler.
I just wish they'd figure out what they're doing. Because it seems like every other week there's a NXT invasion of TNA or a TNA invasion of NXT. And I'm just like, fucking merge them together already. Just get it over with, right?
Well, I'm not going to say his name because he'll appear, but he's officially a WWE employee now.
Right.
They bought out his last 2 months of his contract.
That was a matter of time to happen anyway.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Jordan Grace, right? It's like, yeah, we know this is where this is going. And I feel that way with TNA too. It's just like the constant, that's the part that I get that drives me crazy, right? Is the constant like invasion of. They just need to buy them completely and be done with it.
While we're talking about TNA and invasions and all that, how about Mike Santana finally winning that title back, and then the very next tapings losing it?
He won that title back.
Guys.
He won that title back. Didn't defend it at all for a whole month. Wasn't on TV at all for a whole month. First official defense, loses it.
Buried.
Just.
Then he didn't show up and everything, and even like Sean Ross Sapp got on there. Is like, hey, this is a work, guys. Like, I've never been actually worked from a high up official before. This is ridiculous. Like, he's even saying stuff.
Yeah.
It's all part of storyline and all that stuff. It's like, why You did this chase just to get it to him. Now you have him lose instantly. Like you
For a
absolutely
story.
buried
What
him.
story?
Lose instantly and then quit and go home is the story you're telling.
Yeah.
He wins the title, he loses immediately, and then he's just like, well, I'm just done out of here. Like, how is that a good story?
It's not. Which is, again, and this is coming from the one of us that's probably the biggest long-time TNA fan, right? I was a supporter through all the Impact years when you guys were like, I'm not watching that shit, right? I'm trying to tell you to watch it, right? It's run its course. Anthem is...
No, it's the second best promotion on TV. So Eric Bischoff says.
Okay, we're not listening to Eric Bischoff. It's time for TNA to get absorbed into the WWE. Making another brand in WWE. But it's time. I mean, you've already basically got that. Just take Anthem out of the equation here, and you can have two developmental brands, right? And they can fight face off all the time, right? TNA and NXT. TNA is for your ex-indie people. NXT is for the people that are non-wrestlers that you're elevating, right? Do that. Just for the love of what used to be TNA, do that so that it lives on. It bothers the living fuck out of me that every other week there's an invasion or something stupid like this Mike Santana thing, and this is not the first occasion of this happening, right? The whole thought of the NXT champions both having the top TNA champion for a while, it just
Yeah, no TNA. Just remember, no TNA person has held a WWE belt whatsoever. But it's fair and equal, guys.
That's how the invasion should work. Is they should be invading WWE. Why place? Like, you're already employed at the place you want to be. You don't want to be in TNA. Like, why are you going over there? Who cares?
Accurate. Very, very accurate.
And then the invasion the other way was literally a bunch of people who at one time were employees of WWE and NXT and got fired, and they're invading. Like, what?
That's what, like, if it was TNA invading NXT because Dolph Ziggler and Matt Cardona want their jobs back, like, at least that's something I could follow. Like, I don't understand where all this has been.
No.
Yeah, Zack Ryder sighting, guys.
Zack
And
Ryder.
Dolph Ziggler sighting.
Out to his old music too, which he said he'd never do.
Yeah,
he did.
And there's merch too. Woo woo woo.
He's such a WWE guy, though. He's done phenomenal on the Indies, but
yeah. I mean, everybody thought it was going to be Edge. It was going to be the secret, opponent, but that was
he's still under contract for a while.
Yeah. Well, I know. I wasn't buying into that whole hype. I think that was just fan service because I think that people wanted to have every little bit of Cena's career be re-encapsulated in this last year, and that's unfair to both Cena and everybody else, right?
Yeah.
Well, we made it past midnight. We were trying to finish up before midnight. We didn't quite make it.
We got close though. Not bad.
Did.
We got close.
Solid speed run.
And we're all still awake. And notably Jamie. Now Jamie's actually working throughout the night, so he's got to stay awake. But all right, we will be back again next week. Roughly same bad time. Hopefully different same bad time, same bad channel. We'll have results of the pay-per-view we'll talk about real quick. Who our pick champion. We're getting close. We're only a few weeks out from playoffs for the fantasy league. Still storming along there. Jamie, did you actually win this week?
Lamar Jackson got me 6 points.
And
you're having an all-time bad fantasy season.
You were big on that trade too. You're like, this is gonna be great. I'm like, I don't know about.
No, Lamar. I've always had Lamar. Like,
who'd you trade?
Honestly, no, I traded for Jaden Daniels.
Oh,
early in the season,
right.
and he got hurt.
Yeah.
I knew I gave up a lot, but the funny thing is out of everybody that I traded, only one person's still on the roster. Everybody else is gone too. So I was like, okay, so it worked out about the same for us, other than that she's got a quarterback that she started every week, and I don't.
Oh my God! But the good news is everybody makes the playoffs in Spotfest Fantasy Football, so there is that. We'll see where they go from here. Loaded bonkers pay-per-view, but we'll have the fallout. We'll also have results, picks, all that good stuff. Again, if it's your first time here, hello and welcome. We'd love to see you back here. Hit that subscribe button down below. Give us a big thumbs up while you're down there. If you want to know when we go live, hit the little bell icon. And we will take it from there. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Jamie, take us home, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're not down with Total Spotfest, I got 3 words for you. Takeshita is elite.
Put your name on the picks.
yeah. Back it up now. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Later.